Okay, so now we get to the punchline of the whole thing. So I've got these things called public goods, and we know what they are. You just watched that video on the free rider problem. Here is the huge number one, underline this, know this. If you have something that is or if you want something that's a public good, like streets, clean air, national security, any of those sorts of things, public goods tend to be underproduced. And let's just talk about why. First of all, what we know is all public goods are non-excludable. So once you produce this thing, everybody gets to use it. All benefit from the public good provision. All right, so that leads us to what you were just watching in that video. If I get to enjoy it once it's produced, then what's my incentive to help produce it? And that's the free rider problem. I can enjoy it without contributing, so why would I contribute? We talked about this before. If we're all going to go to the beach and enjoy the beach, if it's clean already, then why would I want to spend my time cleaning it? I'll let other people clean it and then go enjoy it after the fact. So this is the free rider problem. Again, it's not us being jerks or human beings being jerks or selfish. It's just there's no incentive for me to do this without something else coming in. Like, for example, a sense of duty or patriotism, or I really care about this, or whatever. But in and of itself, there's just no incentive for me to contribute if it's already going to be provided. So everybody, and that's not just true for me, that's true for you, and that's true for everybody. So everyone has an incentive to not contribute. So if nobody has an incentive to contribute, what's going to end up happening is it's going to be underproduced. The result is the public good isn't provided, or it's provided at a very low level. So it's not that the beach will be as dirty as possible. Some people might go and clean the beach, but it won't be a clean beach. So that's the first thing you want to think about here. Wherever you have a public good, and you can think about, let's do this for a second. Just take a second, and I want you to think about your policy paper topic, and I want you to think about, is it a public good? And the answer is almost certainly yes. So think about, how is it non-excludable? How is it non-rivalrous? What's the public good? And that, because it is a public good, by definition, because it is a public good, it will be underproduced, underprovided. You guys with me on this? So one more thing we want to talk about here, and that is this thing called externalities. Externalities are a type of public good. So let me give you an example. Let's say that I build a factory. Okay, here's my factory, and I'm building this factory, and the factory is gonna, produce things like this. Now, if I'm building this factory, is my intention to create pollution? Is that why I'm building the factory? No, I'm building the factory because I want to get paid. So the pollution is what we call an unintended byproduct of some other action. This is the intention, to make money. I'm not intending to pollute. I don't want to pollute. It's just that in the process of making money, pollution is created. Now, what's my incentive to get rid of that pollution? The answer is, I don't really have any. Does it harm me? No, not really, a little bit, but it harms the people in the houses around here and the people who live down the waterway. But me, I go to my mansion over here and I'm doing all right. Here's my mansion. It's pretty good. It's a pool out back. But the pollution doesn't come to me, the pollution comes over here. So I'm getting paid. I'm not getting the harm from this, and so I'm fine. I have no incentive to stop this. Another example might be, like, let's say you guys are taking an exam. So imagine, if you can, that we're all back at school and we're taking an exam, and you guys are out there taking the exam. Here's the deal. If you've ever seen me up front in class when you guys are taking an exam, I'm super bored. I am so bored. I got nothing to do. So I like to listen to music. So I turn on my metal music, my heavy metal, Metallica, all that kind of crap. and I'm going to play it really loud because that's going to help me relax in the front. Now, here's the deal. You're going to be hearing it while you're taking your test, and it's not going to help you with your test at all. In fact, it's going to make it hard for you to concentrate and do well. Here's the problem. Is my intention to bug you? No, my intention is to relax and enjoy my heavy metal music. The unintended byproduct is the harm that it causes you. But honestly, it's not causing me any harm, so what's my incentive to stop it? I don't have any. That's what we call an externality. It's a type of public good. Sometimes these unintended byproducts are good, sometimes they're bad, like in the case of pollution or noise pollution. Here's another example, acid rain. If I have, instead of having, let's put a border right here, and here's Canada, and here's the US. So my factory belches out this smoke and sulfur. It goes over the border, gets in the clouds, and it rains in Canada. I hope you guys can see that up there. This is a great drawing. And it kills the trees because of all the acid in the rain. Now here's the deal. The US isn't feeling this. Canada's feeling this. But the US is getting the money for their economy. Canada's only getting the bad stuff. What's the incentive for the United States to stop that? There really isn't any. So, in and of itself, we have to figure out a way to solve that problem. The problem of bad externalities looks like this. It is very costly to some people. The people living in this house right here, very costly. The people who live in Canada, very costly. It's not costly to the producer externality. I running this factory, am making my money and living in my mansion with my pool. Am I getting the pollution? Maybe a little bit, but who really cares? I'm making that scratch right there. So the producer has low incentive to eliminate it. Okay, so now you're going to look at a video about the tragedy of the commons, which is another version of this. They're all interrelated. I don't want you to think these are separate things, but just for now, we're just talking about them a little bit separately, but they're all collective action problems.